If you want to create a demigod center build, like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds. I wouldn't risk it. Yo, YouTube! It's your boy Premier, back today with another banger, and in today's video we're going to be going over the best center build in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. But first things first, before we get too far into the build, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and make sure to turn the post notifications on so you don't miss the next banger. To get started though with this build, gotta give a big shout out to my guy 6God, the highest rep right now in the world. His link will be in the description to his new YouTube. Everyone go to make sure to follow him before he hits legend. Now go ahead and make it a center. You can't make it a power forward, that's really up to you. I prefer the center, and that's what we decided to make here. His build is like 7-2 or something, but that is not the best build in my opinion. You know, everyone has their own opinion on this. A lot of people are probably going to end up doing a max weight version of this build. They're going to see what I end up doing here, and they're not going to feel it. But when you make the max weight, I want you to look at that driving dunk, driving layup rating, how far down it gets dropped. But when you lower the weight, when you increase the height and increase the wingspan all the way, the build gets glitchy. Start looking at these stats. The driving dunk gets raised, but it's not raised enough to get the elite contact dunks even at 7'1". But when you drop it down to 7 foot, raise the wingspan all the way and lower the weight, it gets elite contact dunks. This build is glitchy at 7 foot, I am telling you. And honestly, you can sit here and play around with this for yourself. Look at the different weights, heights, wingspans, but I'm telling you, when you really look at the attributes, look at the build, I know strength is low on this build, but honestly, I really don't think you need it. Just make your center burly. I ended up going 7'1", 220, 7'11". Everyone from my stream, that is the exact build I made. Y'all can make that if you would like, but this is the build that I actually recommend. 7 foot. If I could go back and remake my center build, I would only make him 7 foot. But from here, max out the driving dunk, max out the standing dunk, upgrade the driving layup to a 70. I know I ended up upgrading it to a 78 to start out here, but that is not what I finally ended up doing, because this is what a lot of people would try to do with their center build. Get like maybe like 12, probably finishing, try to get some shooting. No, honestly, for a rep grinding center build, you do not need to be shooting the ball. I'm going to go ahead and be real. There's no reason you should be shooting the ball for rep. Scoring in this game, sadly, does not really get you rep like that. So what I recommend doing is dropping down your driving layup to a 70, upgrading your post control all the way so you secure the 22 finishing badges on the dot. Now from here, go down to your playmaking, skip shooting completely. We just talked about that. We can debate about that in the comment section. That's fine. If y'all feel a shooting center this year is mandatory, please debate with me down in the comment section. Tell me about a different build that you've seen. I'm all open to constructive criticism here, but for rep grinding, this is all I really think you need. Something like this: high defensive, high finishing, high playmaking. You need certain playmaking badges for a rep grinding center. I know you're probably like, why would you need playmaking on a center? But certain badges are important. It's not even quick first step, just so you know. I do not recommend using quick first step on this build. You can if you would like, but in my opinion, for the other badges that we're going to be using, you would need more playmaking, which would cause weaker physicals or weaker defensive, weaker finishing. You can really play around with it. This is a solid base. If I'm not mistaken, I went 22, 6, and 27 or 28 here. I'm not sure if I finessed it. I did finesse the 28 there on the die. Upgrade that to a 56, or exactly when you unlock the 28 defensive rebounding. Then go ahead and come down here, upgrade your stamina to a 90. Make sure you have your vertical on a 65 so you can get all the elite contact dunks. If you do not have your vertical on a 65, you will not be able to get all the elite contact dunks. And at that point, you might as well be 7'1", 7'2", 7'3" even. 7'2" though is the highest I really recommend making this center build. I have seen this build maxed out at 7'2", and it moves like a 6'11" from 2K20 or from like current gen, maybe even a 6'10". Like, the center builds this year are really glitchy. The attributes they get, this build right here is a dub. You can play around with it, like I said, if you want, but this is what I recommend. This is what I ended up using for my personal center build. I did the 22, 6, 28. I know some people, like I said, are going to want the more playmaking. Honestly, some people are going to want shooting, and I'm just sitting here looking at the center build. The only way you can really get more shooting is going to the power forward position, getting more badges on this build. You can do that at power forward, but the attributes on center are better, and that's why I ended up going with the center. I didn't want to waste too much time here. I ended up trying to play around with it a little, was unsuccessful. I do recommend going 22, 6, and 28. That way you get the max defense and basically max playmaking, because close shot on this build is kind of pointless. Now, the takeover is an important conversation for this build. You are going to need glass cleaning or clearing dimes on this build. It's a part of the rep grinding method on the break. Well, if y'all want the rep grinding method, your boy just hit All-Star 1. Let me know down below. That's going to be a separate build video. But for the rep grinding method, for outlet passes, stuff along those lines, just hitting the open man in general, glass clearing dimes is a solid primary takeover. Paint intimidators, snatch blocks, whatever that one was called, see the future. These are all solid secondary takeover options. I ended up choosing see the future. If you've been a glass cleaner in previous years, see the future is one of the best parts of glass cleaning takeover. Being able to know where the rebound is going to be before it hits the rim. As soon as they shoot it, it's so OP. As you can see though, you built a paint beast. No surprise here, this build cannot shoot. Similar to Rudy Gobert, Clint Capella, Latumbo. I'm not even gonna try to say that first name. But yeah, from here, let's go ahead and move on to the badges that I recommend for this build. This is what I used live on stream. Make sure to follow me on Twitch if you don't already. Link is below in the description. Stream daily on there. YouTube streams might be on the way. Let me know if y'all want to see them. Upgrade your posterizer though to Hall of Fame Lob City, Gold Fearless, Gold Slithery, Hall of Fame Putback Boss, Hall of Fame Rise Up. This is all you need for your finishing. These are go-to finishing badges. Next, you do not have any shooting, go straight into playmaking. Hall of Fame Bullet Passer, Silver Dimer. Hall of Fame Bullet Passer, I'm going to do a whole separate video on this, on why I think this is one of the best badges in NBA 2K21 next gen. But those are the badges I recommend for playmaking. For defense, Hall of Fame Brick Wall, Hall of Fame Intimidator, Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser, Hall of Fame Rim Protector, Hall of Fame Box Out, Hall of Fame Chase Down. I do recommend Silver Worm as well. You can go Hall of Fame Worm. That is all preference. You can really kind of sit here. This is a solid base. You can play around with it. Gold Worm, in my opinion, is fine. Silver Intimidator is all you really need. So a lot of the times you jump. Gold Chase Down is good. And then Hall of Fame Heart Crusher. But yeah, those are just some base badges. Play around with them. Let me know what you think. Drop L down below. Like the video if you haven't already. If you're a loyal, comment Shaq down below. It's your boy Premier, and I'm out. Peace.
It's getting hard to keep composure. They keep trying me. I came from nothing, now they bumping my songs overseas. I remember when I